Welcome back, everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create how to define a simulation. So in the previous video, we've opened a new simulation. Now we're going to make a classical example of an anti-reflection coating. So we'll start off here in the structure window. After that, we'll define the incident light, set the simulation settings, and then run the simulation. So first things first, here in the simulation structure, you'll find three windows, one defining the layer stack, one to pick and choose materials, and one to set the global parameters, so the global width and the global height, as well as the unit. So for now, I'm happy with a 500 by 500 nanometer unit cell, so I'll leave that as it is and start by adding the first layer, the substrate, onto which to deposit the anti-reflection coating. So I'll call that layer substrate. I'll give it the thickness of 0. This signifies that it is in fact a semi-infinite layer. And click add, and you should see it pop up here in the screen. The next layer we want then is the coating. So I'll call that layer coating. Give it a thickness, I don't really know what the thickness I would like yet, so I'll give that 50 nanometer. Add it, voila, and you'll see that pop up as well. And then the final layer is the top layer, that's air, and I'll give that also 0 as thickness because it is a semi-infinite layer as well. So notice here on the side we have a top view of the layers as well as a side view. For now, all layers have the same color because they're all air by default. I need to set the material for each layer. So I'll start off by selecting the substrate, going into material, double clicking air, and use silicon dioxide instead. Si, silicon dioxide, voila. We'll notice that the color here on the side has changed from orange to green. Then I'll go into the coating. As coating material, I will use magnesium fluoride. So there's magnesium fluoride. I'll add that as well, save it, and there we go. That's our structure. We see it here, rather simple, 3 layers, air, coating, and substrate. Then we go on to set the incident light. This allows us to set the direction, wavelength, and polarization of the incident beam. We have 2 angles to define, the zenith and the azimuth. Going from, for now we'll pick normal incident, so setting azimuth to 0 is okay. Setting zenith to 0 is also okay. For wavelength, I'll choose a green laser with a wavelength of 532 nanometer. And TE polarization is fine for now. Notice that there are 4 options, so you can have TE, TM, or circular left and right-handed polarization. Then we'll go on to simulation settings. There are 2 windows. There's the maximum diffraction orders. This sets the precision of the calculation. When I'm using a homogeneous layer, so no 2D structure inside the layers, I can safely set this to 0 in both the X and the Y direction. So we'll set this to 0. Voila, that's done. And then the final thing to define is here in the sweep overview menu is which parameters I want to change systematically. So let's add one parameter. We need to give it a name. We want to change the thickness, so I'll call that thickness, the thickness of the coating layer. I will vary that by type linear, so linearly changing the parameter, and I need to define the values. First I need to give the start value, then the stop value, and then the step size separated by semicolon. So I will enter from 10 semicolon to 100 semicolon in steps of 1. That's done. Okay, I will save that. One more thing to do is choose where to apply this parameter. So now I've defined a sweep parameter, but it is not applied yet in any of the simulations parameters. So I'll go back to structure, go into my coating layer, select the thickness there, and instead of 50 nanometer now, I will remove that and write equals thickness. Voila. select thickness, save it, okay. And then I'm ready, I'm happy with my simulation. I can inspect it once more and go to this simulate view here, where there's only one button, launch simulation. When I click this, it will launch the simulation on the server. We have to wait now for it to complete. And once I will get a status message. And once it's completed, we will be taken to the results view. There it is, in fact, which says simulation completed. Once you add a plot, it will be shown here. That's the subject of the next video. I'm going to show you how to plot the results of this simulation and how to customize them. See you.